Hey, soul survivors, we are back for another great chat. Let me make sure my microphone's working. So we're going to try it. But yeah, happy April Fool's Day Eve. So, what should we be prepared for tomorrow? There may be some hoovering that may or may not happen, but be careful. Sometimes narcissists can have ill intent. It varies because of the spectrum of narcissism. You never know what you're getting. Some might purposely try to mess with your mind. So just be aware of that. Also, you might get those little, if she's a female, she might do the pregnancy thing to trap you or get you back. Narcissists love to fake illnesses or pregnancies, and they can go as far as shaving their head to prove in their mind that it'll be believable if they shave their head. So be careful on things like that. They can go to great extremes just to get that supply. So it's up to you what you give them, but prepare yourself. So a lot of cool things I learned today. I'd love to share with you guys. Feel free to let me know how your day is going. Interact with each other, and I gotta put it back into live chat where all chats are visible. I want each and every one of you to be heard. It's really good to have our feelings validated. And I've started a health journey. I'm going to start having a channel dedicated to health. I also uploaded some videos to one that relates to relationships, moving on, because once we get past this guilt, and it's really important to release the guilt that we may feel because that's a heavy burden. It wasn't our fault. It was a learning lesson. I've been talking all day, sorry. So this learning lesson, we can apply it, we can learn from it, and we can grow from it. So moving forward, we have to understand what we need to release. And I see you guys popping in. Feel free to say hi. Let me know how your day was going. And so there's a lot of good things coming to this channel and also extensions of the channel because I want to keep this one dedicated to narcissism, mental illness. The other one is how to heal, parenting, relationships, things like that, the things that make us feel whole and positivity. So I don't know if any of you guys have started journaling. Journaling is great. So if you did yesterday's challenge, please let me know how that went and write down some things you're thankful for. A lot of times we get stuck in that rut where we feel depleted and we focus on what we don't have and we forget what we do have, even if it's something small. We're lucky to have that. And you know our healing process, sometimes when we journal, it lets us kind of flip through those pages. Lets us see the progress that we're making, also reminders of things that are special about us. Try to give yourself 3 things a day that are positive. And whether it's yesterday I cleaned the kitchen or I researched this or whatever it is. So thank you for that thumbs up. That gives me a nice big smile, a little motivation. And that's what the journal does. The journal gives you some motivation, helps keep you accountable. I don't know who's joining us, if this is our friend Debbie, but Debbie's made some great strides. And in the beginning, keeping track of it is Debbie. Haha. So Debbie, how's it going? How's it going? Are you sticking to the challenge, basically? I know it can get hard at times. So hopefully you're doing good. Good to have you join us. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. And hopefully John will join us. I think it might be a few more days before he comes, but hopefully he'll be able to log in. And each day that we get through is an accomplishment. And journaling really helps us process our thoughts. You can write down something about, you know, forgiving the person. But we also have to remember to forgive ourselves. So maybe even write a note to yourself on how you forgive yourself. There's things that we couldn't foresee, things that we tried, and if the other person isn't receptive to it, a lot of times narcissists throw our attempts to make things better in our face. And we have a lot of guilt about what happened. And we have to remember, let me know if you can hear me okay. You should be able to. I just want to make sure. I'm using this microphone. If not, I can switch. But we have a lot of guilt sometimes. And that's part of what keeps us stuck in the rumination, searching for answers, and trying to understand. Maybe we're trying to switch the blame, but there's 2 people involved. A lot of times, the narcissist is at fault. We do the reactive abuse. We have to hold ourselves accountable to that too. But Debbie says it's day 47, I think. I'm losing count. That's where you make progress, when you start losing count. I don't care about that nasty covert narcissist anymore. I hear ya. Yep. And when we can let go, that's when we're going to start to heal. And so, very proud of you. And it starts feeling better after a while. Our brain is starting to rewire. At first, it's uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. It is uncomfortable while you go through that. You're going to go through a lot of emotions, but our emotions are a way to get rid of the negativity. So when you cry, you're releasing things. So it's good to get that out. Our thoughts, when our thoughts come to the surface, that we process those thoughts and then release them. Because when we don't process them, they stay, and then we'll repress them and they'll pop up and repress, pop up. And that's why letting go is extremely important. So I'm here to help you along the way. I won, he lost, LOL. Yeah, and that's the thing, they really did lose a great person. They really did. We really cared. Like, we're still upset about them for how long? They just move on instantly. They don't realize the people that they're losing, and they just find people replaceable. And that's what they're going to continue to do. It's a cycle that they need to go through. It's them coming of age, in a sense, where they didn't have the childhood that they needed to grow, and their brain is just stuck in a certain mental capacity. So um, they don't have the depth, so they don't have the connection, and it's really easy to pick apart things that are disposable. And it's sad that they don't appreciate what they have, and the lies that they do, that even if they did appreciate the person and that they lie, they destroy the relationship. And that's the thing that they don't seem to understand, is how all these lies are what destroy and infect the relationship. They just don't have it in them. And also with the games, they're going to probably play some games tomorrow with their narcissist. Not everybody that does April Fool's Day jokes are narcissists, but we grow and learn. And as we get older, there's certain things we learn, probably shouldn't have done that, or that might hurt somebody's feelings, things like that. But the narcissists, they stay in that young stage. So they pull all the tricks, and they can go to quite extremes. Depends on who is in their vicinity, of who they're going to target. The closer you are to them, the more of a target you become. It's real frustrating when the whole world thinks that there's these fantastic people. And it's interesting how somebody who has not gone through narcissistic abuse, they have no clue what we're talking about. We think we are overreacting. It's our fault for not leaving. And it's the push and pull. I had a post from a viewer. I don't think a subscriber, but I had a post from a viewer who just basically said, "Get over yourself," is what he said. "Get over yourself. Y'all a bunch of snowflakes, you and your people." Just saying, that we need tougher skin, basically. And the stuff we went. Oh, and we all take people for granted. Now, I wouldn't say that we take people for granted, and we try to connect with them. The thing is that the narcissist hates that connection. Mia, hi Mia, hello. You say, good to have you here. How are you doing today? Debbie says, I'm not upset about him. I honestly could care less, but if I ever ran into him, then he better watch out. I might not be able to hold back. I might go off on him. I'm going to a bridal shower Saturday. So Debbie says hello to Mia. Debbie, enjoy that baby shower, and it's not worth going off on them. That kind of strokes their ego, that you still care, even if it's like harmful or harsh words. And either that, or they're going to turn it right back around you and attack you. So it's better to just remain calm. That's hard to do, but we have to be strong in those instances. We have to stay true to ourselves, that we are a strong person. So I get it though. We can do stuff to our brains where sometimes you just are so upset. Mia says, hello, sunshine. I love that. I do. I love it. I'm okay. My son was oh gosh, your son was in a truck accident. I will definitely pray. And everybody else, please if you pray, please pray for him too. Is he at home or is he in the hospital? Oh my goodness, that's scary. Um, wow. Yeah. So was it like a semi truck accident? So Debbie's gonna pray for him. I'll pray for him too. Hopefully, it wasn't too severe. I know accidents are extremely scary. Um, and that's the thing. Life is short. That we have to remind ourselves to tell people every day. The people that are close to us. Don't take them for granted. Let them know how much we love them. Try to make up when you have fights. Uh, Mia says, thank you so much. He's pretty shaken up. A milk truck crashed hit a tree and broke his ribs. Oh, yeah, that's going to be painful because every breath. But, yeah, hopefully it didn't puncture any lungs, and we'll just have to wait for those ribs to get back into being strong bones. That can be quite painful, though. So I'll definitely be praying. Yeah, life takes twists and turns, and sometimes we don't understand or we get mad about the things that happen to us, and we never really know why. Debbie says broken ribs do hurt. I broke 3 of mine once. Makes it hard to breathe. Yeah, and you definitely don't want to cough, sneeze, laugh. So, yeah, hopefully he can stay calm as they start to heal, and just hopefully he can get lots of rest. Were they just cracked? Hopefully they were just cracked instead of separated. I know different kinds of breaks are different. I've had both. Lots of broken bones here, and different ones hurt a lot more than others too. Libby says, "Happy Friday! Look at those sunflowers." Hello to everyone, and Cynthia, hello to you. Good to have you here. Good to have you here, and you joined me in the premiere. Thank you for that. What did you think about doing the premiere? Debating on whether you guys would like more of those, where we can do live chat as we watch videos together. That was my first one, so thank you for joining me. And we did have a couple people that did it. We all have things that we're searching for. Some of you haven't heard, I'm doing several other video or YouTube channels that Kalibi says that was a good show this afternoon. Unexpected. Good. Yeah, it was nice to have you join me. Hey. I thought it was a good topic too. So, yeah. And I'm doing some on health, and I'm also doing another channel on relationships. I might pair that with parenting, but it's definitely relationships moving forward. How do we have a healthy relationship? Debbie says, hello, Calibri. I love sunflowers. I have a bunch in my kitchen. Yeah, I just saw like some really cool uh, sunflower earrings and shoes and clothes. And Calibri says, hi to Debbie. So Debbie has made it around 47 days. She's starting to lose track, and that's a good sign. That is definitely a good sign. And Calibri, he had a good sign too. You're fine, Debbie. But thank you. But he had said, I'm done trying to tell people about this narcissistic abuse, what it's all about, what to expect, things like that, because people aren't going to believe it unless they go through what we went through. It's so foreign and it's almost unbelievable. Like people think you can just see the red flags, you're not going to involve yourself in it, but it happens. I've been warned. Comment below if you guys have been warned about these people that, something in us thinks that we're different, that we're not going to be a victim, that they really care about us. And Mia says hi to K Flyer. And you know, that's the objectification. We're all just objects, and it takes away. Um, it's hard for us to comprehend what they do to us. Kalibi says people who have not experienced narc abuse won't believe us, and that's so true. I had that one guy today that was just talking about where he's like, yeah, get over yourself. You guys are too. There's too many snowflakes in the world. You just take people. You and your people take others for granted. And you could tell, was coming from a sense of anger. So based on the video, it was that bowling alley one where it looks like I'm the target, and it talks about the new supply. I'm just a different target. They have a spare. A lot of times narcissists have a spare on the side. So a little play on words. But he could have said, I'm sorry you went through that, or I can see you're hurting, or whatever. Poor new supply, they don't know what's coming. But his perception, the way he responded to me, I obviously triggered him. He's probably gone through a relationship with somebody who's empathetic, and he got sick of the whining that we do, where we want to express our emotions. And my guess is he went through some some kind of abuse, because he's so hardened, and just wanted me to shut up. So you can kind of tell people who have a past. So Kalibi says hi to Mia, and Debbie says my friend Marge is 30 miles to Michigan. She's getting 16 inches of snow tomorrow. I know we got rain right now. How about if it waits till Sunday night so I can have a nice little snow day at school? We just had nice uh, spring break. I know down in the middle area, they're going to have, they have had some tornadoes, but Michigan, So she's in Wisconsin, if I remember correctly, right? 16 inches. Oh, I wonder if we'll get like 12 or something. Ah, I don't know. I was next door, and there was a lady that was over there, and she was saying my phone's blowing up, something about some storms. I don't think I've gotten storm notifications yet. We shall see. Yeah, life is like weather. You never know what you're going to get, and it can change in a heartbeat. Nope, no messages yet. Uh, Kalibi says, but our next door neighbor's website showed a good amount of narco abuse sympathizers, people who have had experienced narco abuse. And there's, is that what it's called? Next door neighbors? Is that what it's called? A website? Um, and some people, yeah, there are some people that will sympathize with it, which is nice when we're understood, our feelings are validated, but not everybody understands it. And no, Deb says, Mia, really? Snow. Wow. Yeah, snow. Happy spring. I don't know what's going on with my phone. Okay. Um, so Debbie says, yeah, she's in Wisconsin, but her sister lives in Norway, Michigan, and got 10 inches last night. And 10 inches. It's raining here, so I was just outside. It's not that cold. I mean, it's not that warm, but Mia says this weather is nuts. We're in spring. Yep. And we usually have a snowfall in April, so we're usually not done. Kalibi says, yes, it's called Next Door Neighbors. Each neighborhood has this website here in Seattle and neighboring towns. Oh, okay. You learn something every day. The one thing that I was trying to do for quite a while, sorry guys, is that I'm trying to share my posts to Facebook. I think Facebook updated their business sites, and now I'm like, there's a block somewhere. I want to grow my Facebook channel, but I'm missing that direct connect, and I can't figure out how to get that figured out. Debbie says, "Oh my Deb, I pray that everyone is okay." That is a lot of snow, yeah, and it can keep you like stuck. Make sure if you have 16 inches of snow that the exhaust areas in your house are not covered. Your dryer vents are not covered with snow. Debbie says, "Raining here too. Imagine when it melts." That's true. Yeah, when it melts, flooding. So be careful with flash floods. Um, I'll have to check that next door neighbor. Kalibi says, actually, the app is available in your stores on your phone. Anyone can download it. And are they a pretty helpful group? Are you enjoying them? Debbie says, and blizzard conditions and thunder snow. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, snow is beautiful, and all the outdoor activities are a lot of fun, sledding and skiing and ice skating, hockey, all that. But yeah, it can be quite dangerous. Mia says, Deb, please, where are you at? What state? We've been getting a lot of rain, but it's so windy. It's like winter again. Deb was talking about the Wisconsin, I believe. Oh, you say it's raining here too. I'm not sure where Deb's from. I can't remember if you shared that. And that's what I love. We have people from all over. We got Seattle and all over the place. So thank you guys. Those thumbs up make me happy. We have somebody just joining us, and um, so be prepared for tomorrow, April Fool's Day. That you just realize you might be in store for something. Kalibi says it's a good website that covers a good amount of neighborhood issues like theft, neighbors who abuse other neighbors, etc. And that's what we need. We it'd be nice if we had like a watch list for narcissists. And that's the thing, like a lot of people, even when you present them with the information, they still don't believe it. And the narcissist puts up such a front that, and they in the beginning treat the person really well, that it's almost unheard of. Like, what are you talking about? And then, especially if you're an ex, they're going to think that you are harboring some anger and trying to get back at them. So you're going to make up stories, and it gets quite frustrating. Especially also too if they give you a smear campaign where they put your name through the mud and make you out to be this bad person. Mia says, Cynthia, love the shorts. Really fantastic effects. You look great in that green hat. I loved it. Thank you for them. You're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying them. They're fun to do. And um, helps me get creative. So thank you. Debbie says, I lived in Greenfield, Wisconsin. We're having thunderstorms right now. You live in Greenfield, Wisconsin. We're having thunderstorms right now. Maybe the narc can walk around out there and hold the steel rod. He needs a good shock, a little shock treatment. Little shock treatment. Yeah. They used to do like lobotomies on people and shock treatment, and you know, things are a lot different now in how we handle mental illness. Um, yeah, it's it's becoming definitely a pandemic. You know, uh, there's more and more hurt people, which are going to hurt more people, which is just going to cause this snowball effect. And I'm getting real scared of what we're going to do. The coddling that we do, in a sense, can leave temporary relief, but it's not dealing with the situation. So if it's not dealt with, it's always going to be survival mode, and it's going to get the person stuck in the stage that they're at, and they're going to become more needy because they're still not dealing with the things. Kalibi says, is it good to tell the narc that we just don't see eye to eye, so just stop talking to me? You can say that. Yeah. um I wouldn't say so just stop talking to me, because that comes across as harsh. And just say it's probably easier if we don't communicate. There's no need to. We just don't see eye to eye. Say it a little softer. We don't want to trigger them into anger. And you can even say, I don't want you wasting your time on me. There's people who you'd probably see eye to eye with better. But yeah, you definitely do not have to continue communication. And I just think it's good to let people know. So the softer you say it, uh, you know, and encourage them, you're kind of wasting your time with me. Nothing about you. It's just we don't see eye to eye. We're two different people. You'd probably be better off talking to people, who are more on your same page. And that's good, as opposed to leave me the fuck alone. It just has a different flavor. Debbie says not having that trauma bond does feel wonderful. Yeah, as soon as you let go, it definitely feels better. Your brain's starting to get stronger. Mia says, Cynthia, do or would you know if someone has a parent with mental health problems? Is that hereditary? This is the thing. They say there is some genetic link. They believe they have done twin studies, but you also have to remember too that usually if a parent has a mental health problem, it's going to carry into the way that they raise their kids, whether they're dismissive, um, or have anger management issues. That some of it will be from the environment. And they do twin studies, but how deep into the adoptive parents do they go into? Because you can say, oh, it's a 40-60 chance that all twins that are separated, da da da. But do they take it a step further. And it's really hard to evaluate too, because if a parent is a narcissist, especially the covert ones, they can say, "Oh, I love them, and we read every day, and we do this and that, and I make sure they're showered, and we love to play." We never really know exactly what goes on behind closed doors. So they say there is some geneticism to it. Uh, they also talk about, like fetal alcohol syndrome and all these kind of things that are passed down. I know that they even think that the stressors that the mother goes through during pregnancy, they talk about traumas from the past, like great great grandfather coming down, but how much of that is the stressors or the way that they express themselves upon their children. So it's just a toxic environment, and it's hard to say exactly what goes on, but definitely being around somebody who has mental health issues can do a doozy on you too, you know. So the research is kind of conflicting on that. So Melissa is here. Hi, Melissa, and that was a great question, Mia. So I am starting to do more research on the parents. Some of you are new to joining in tonight. I do have a website, YouTube that I'm growing about healthy relationships, healthy parenting, and hoping that we can help society in any way possible. So, Melissa, good to have you here. And Mia says, yes, Deb, agree. And congratulations on no contact. Great work. That is fantastic. Debbie says hello to Melissa, and Mia does too. Kalibi says, a female narc woman greeted me yesterday when I was coming out of my place. I could tell and feel the hypocrisy coming out of her pores. She is so plastic. Yep. Sometimes people are just so lonely that they put on this plastic suit, not just the meat suit, but the plastic suit. And it's the more you deal with narcissistic abuse, the more you can see when people are fake. And that's a red flag. They're not willing to be their authentic self. They're trying to conform to you because they don't have the true self esteem. So if they're not going to show who they are, it's never going to be a good match or bond, anyways, because it's going to be based on lies. Kalibi says, and I might add, I could feel the evil in her. Ooh, and it's weird. We can feel those vibrations. It's really odd, but I'm sure a lot of you have felt that too. Something just feels off. You feel somebody staring at you. And Melissa says, I'm praying for you guys. We're praying for you too. How's it been going, Melissa? I know sometimes certain days are hard for you, and hopefully you're having a better time. If there's anything you want to talk about, please let me know. Kalibi says she asked about my cat, not me. Think about that. Yeah. And um, yeah, it's kind of like sometimes people don't know what to say. They just want to say things. But yeah, usually, how you doing? Good. Oh, you're doing good. And what about your cat? Your cat. Yeah. And that's interesting. It is interesting. And people say things for a reason. So her connection with you is external, you know. She might ask about your job. She might ask about you liking your new car as opposed to how are you doing. That's kind of, yeah, interesting. And some people, it gets tricky because sometimes people are nervous. They don't know what to say. Trying to make small talk, you know. Not every conversation is going to be perfect, but there's times you can feel vibes. Vibrations mean a lot. Your gut is telling you something, usually for a reason. Sometimes you can misjudge, but usually it's pretty spot on. So some of the red flags, feel free to let me know. Kalibi says, good sign. I made her uncomfortably nervous. So she'll probably stay away. Yeah, eventually those kind of relationships fizzle out. They'll just be the cordial little, hey, how you doing? Um, so Debbie says, I felt the narc this afternoon. It wasn't long, but I felt it and then blew it off. Those are our thoughts usually. Usually our thoughts are kind of creeping in. That's things that we haven't maybe processed or wanted to accept yet. And that's normal. Melissa says, I'm still trying to rewire my brain to think about the positives, and that's going to be a struggle for a while. I did have some posts about journaling. That might be something you want to journal. Be careful if you still live with your narcissist so they don't go through your stuff. Maybe get a locked diary or put it away somewhere because you don't want to say, they're such a jerk today and this is what I went through. But try to focus in on yourself, the things that you like about yourself, the accomplishments that you want, the things you're thankful for, and keep track of maybe your health goals, exercise goals, anything artistic or sportsy that you would like to do, and challenge yourself, make something up. I want to walk 3 times a week. Or I was really shy growing up, and I had a diary, and all I did is basically a calendar, but I made myself talk to 3 people a day. And that was really hard because I was super shy. Didn't even want to call for pizza. My mom's like, go ahead, order pizza, I'll pay for it. And I'm like, I'll cook. Like I couldn't even call somebody on the phone. Um, I could call my friends, just not a stranger. But just talk to 3 people. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I like your shirt. Enjoy the day. Be safe. Don't slip. Whatever it is, talk to 3 people, and feels good to start saying hi to people. Whether it's the person at the gas station or somebody walking by, and we're going to talk about the rewiring, Melissa. Kalibi says, by the way, I've been making kimchi from scratch. I've made fresh uh, savoy. Is that, I believe it's savoy cabbage and pickled cucumbers. They turn out delicious. You guys have all these fancy foods. I'm like hot dogs, macaroni, kimchi. I don't even know what kimchi is. Is that like a kale kind of thing? I don't even know what kimchi. What is kimchi? It's so naive on food. We grew up with peanut butter and jelly, chicken tacos, or spaghetti. That's about all I had growing up. And roast. We did have some really good roast that my dad always overcooked. It always looked so good, and he always wanted to make sure, it, you know, no food poisoning. So he cooked it and cooked it and cooked it. Uh, I'm like, it's so perfect. Please let us eat it now. And he'd cook it another hour. um, fermented. Oh, I was way off. Fermented cabbage and other vegetables in Korean spice. Oh, I've heard of kimchi, but huh? That got like rice and stuff too, like stuffed, not really stuffed peppers, but stuffed cabbage, or more like a egg roll kind of thing. By the way, I've been interesting. Well, I'll have to come out your way, eat some of your food. You always have like gourmet kind of foods, but rewiring our brain. We have to give ourselves some grace, and we have to start realizing where these triggers are from. Are they happening more when we're tired? Are they happening more when we're around couples? Are they happening more, these issues, the depression or whatever? Is it happening more when we watch certain TV shows? Is the news starting to bring us down? Because there's a lot of negativity. If we're starting to get jealous of couples, maybe we're realizing that we're lonely. Maybe we should hang out with our friends. Doesn't have to always be a romantic relationship. If we're bored, maybe we're sad now, missing our person because we're bored, or we're missing all the fun things. We're missing fun, and we need to get out there and do it. So when we understand what is triggering these thoughts, we can eat healthier, we can have better sleep schedules. Exercise helps, it releases that serotonin that we need. We need to fill our cup up with the different brain chemicals that we're lacking. And by doing that, petting an animal, snuggling with one, or, you know, smiling and laughing, spending time with people that care about us. Some of you, religious stuff might help. Meditation, yoga, all these things are really good for our body as opposed to just walking around in a daze. And over time, our brain does start to rewire itself, and it takes time for that. So we have to stay on the course, even when we're down. Objects and motions stay in motion. So try not to relapse. If things pop into your head, Work through it. Cry if you need to. Scream or, into your pillow, not at people. But understanding that, it's just a narcissistic cycle. It's nothing that was our fault. It's almost inevitable. And the way the narcissist goes through people is devastating. And a lot of us haven't experienced it until a certain point in our life. And we, in hindsight, where we have gone down that path, a lot of us think that if we had handled things differently, maybe things would have turned out different. Not really. The narcissist is always going to pick apart things. So if now, you look all done up, you pay more attention to your image, he's going to pick apart how you cook. If you pay attention to both of those, he's going to pick apart how you clean your house. Whatever it is, he's always going to, it could be a she, they're always going to compare you. And it's just toxic. And it's sad that we have to go through all this. But the narcissist isn't willing most of the time to go through these things, to rewire their brains. And this is what we have to do. I know once you get into that funk, that a lot of times it's easier to just cry. It's easier to just feel helpless. It's easier to give up sometimes. And that's when we need to pull from our inner strength, that we're our own best friend. We're helping ourselves achieve as much as we can and just move on from there. Easier said than done. But I'm real proud of you guys. You guys have gone through a lot, and you guys are seeking information. If there's any other information you guys are kind of struggling with, please let me know. Understanding what we went through really, really helps. So, you know, it's important too to deal with the issues that we have, so we don't bring the people in our lives down, that we bring positive energy to whatever we do, that we are in the most positive state that we can be in, because people are going to be drawn to us the more positive we are. And it's not going to bring other people down, it's not going to repel people, and it's just going to help encourage a better relationship with people. So I know I have this weekend is the rest of my spring break. It was really nice being able to get some much needed rest. I woke up at 3 p.m. today, but I'm going to be going on live again tomorrow, and I would love for you guys to join me. I'm going to have to keep tonight's chat short. Kind of having throat issues, been talking too much, but I wanted to say I love you guys and keep positive, write in that journal, and we'll get there one day at a time. So lots of love to you guys, and I'll see you in the next chat. Thanks for joining. Bye, guys.